When you think about hero content, what you really want to do is to find something that's going to be awesome in the eyes of your target market. In other words, so exceptional that they tell other people just like themselves about it, and you get a viral penetration into your target market. The challenge is, what is awesome and how do we find it? And so I want to show you a proven technique using ChatGPT that allows us to get outside of the box and really find interesting concepts that we can develop into programs. And then what I want to do is to take a couple of them and actually build them into a program to show you the power of ChatGPT to help you develop hero content. To start off with, I copied my website into ChatGPT using on the web. I just copy and pasted it in. As it came down to the bottom, it says, "Thank you for sharing about your company, OLI Gardens. Based on the information provided, OLI Gardens is a nonprofit organization that aims to create sustainable solutions to eliminate food insecurity in communities. The organization honors veterans, teaches youth, and feeds the community through garden beds. OLI Garden also hosts events such as a golf fundraiser and art contest." So now what I want to do is I want to identify the target market, especially the donor markets that OLI Gardens might want to develop. The first thing I want it to do is I want it to list the target markets of OLI Gardens. When we're doing really interesting things, we can't just broadcast it out to all markets. So I want to find the ones that are going to be the best fit for any outside of the box idea that I want to develop into my hero content. So I asked it to list the target markets for OLI Gardens. Now I'm looking for donors. So what I want it to do is I want it to list the likely interests of potential donors to OLI Gardens. Food security. So they talked about food insecurity before. Veterans makes a lot of sense since they support that. And veterans would be interested in helping other vets and Gold Star memorials, youth development, sustainable agriculture. Okay, all these are really good topics that would attract donors to OLR Gardens. And so I want to use this information to identify some outside of the box activities and things we can do to attract these donors to the company. I went through the list, and I think food security would be an interesting one to develop into programs that could attract potential donors. So I said list 10 outside of the box, exciting, awesome events, seminars, contests, or other activities that would appeal to potential donors interested in food security. So let's see what it gives us. A chef competition, that would be interesting. Pop-up food festival. Good place to educate people and to meet donors. Community garden tours. A seed swap. That would be very interesting, very appropriate. A food waste challenge. Organize a challenge for participants. A food truck. Hunger banquet. A food swap. I mean, these are all possible things that we could do. And so what we'd want to do is to go through and look at the list and think about our knowledge about our donors that we have, and to pick out ones that would really be worthwhile developing. So for the fun of it, the farm to table dinner looks really interesting. It would be a great way to promote locally produced foods as well as to meet with donors. So I'm going to ask it to develop a bullet point agenda for doing number 9. So this is a nice structure for a dinner that would promote farm to table and the importance of local produce. Next, I probably want somebody there, some experts there who could attract a lot of people. So let me ask if there are 5 expert speakers who could host the dinner. Now, this is a Chicago area organization. And so I would like to have people that are close who I might be able to resource as experts. So let me ask that question. So now what I want to do is to ask it if there are experts in the Chicago or the Illinois area who I could use. So again, it's going to give me a list. Some of these people I know, some I've heard of, but they're all people that I could approach to be a part of this event. So now what I'm going to ask it to do is to give me some titles that would be really exciting to advertise this. In this video, I'm not going to take it down to a more detailed level, but we will be doing that in future videos, taking it all the way down to finally developing some tweets and some sales copy that I could use. One of the other ideas that was developed was a chef competition. It was number 1 on the list. So I said, create the goals, structure, and rules for number 1, the chef competition. We would award $500 for first place, $250 for second, and $100 for third. So let's see what it comes up with. We're going to give them locally sourced ingredients and ask the chefs to do it. The chefs must be, only use local sourced ingredients. They bring their own cooking utensils. So we're going to obviously have them actually do it during the course of the event. And, so it would be really a direct competition for different chefs. Who would judge a competition and how would the winners be determined? First, we could have celebrity judges. That would mean I could take the local experts and let them taste each one and then announce a winner. The second idea was that we could do an audience vote from the people there, taste each dish, and then they would vote on the ones that they liked. The nice part about that, it also suggested we might be able to do that online, which would be interesting, or we could actually do a combination of the two approaches. So he gave me some really good ideas that I could then develop into a more formal competition. So let's ask it to give us 5 exciting and enticing titles. What I like to do is to use ChatGPT as an idea generator to bring forth ideas that maybe we haven't thought about and events that we haven't, really considered, and look at it through the standpoint or through the vantage of how do I develop my donor base, or in the case of a business, how do I develop my prospects and attract more people to my organization. That's really the role of hero content, and this just showed you a very good way to get some ideas that you could then use as idea generators for building your own strategy to really engage your target market in an awesome way.